I'm back out here tracking the US dollar, tracking the Great Britain pound right here against the US dollar, and it's been quite revealing what we've been seeing. If you can see here on my chart, I said back about a month ago now, if the US dollar didn't get past this resistance area, then we would probably start to see other exchange other for like other currencies start to take off here, and we see what's happened. Instead of anything taking off, what we've been seeing is we've been seeing a consolidation. We haven't seen a direct move quite yet. If you look at the weekly's probably the best to look at. We see it's just consolidating, waiting for maybe some macro movements to happen. We've been seeing some geopolitical tensions rise up in the Middle East and in Russia, Ukraine, and potentially in Asia area. So we're seeing what happens here if it continues to geopolitical tensions continue to rise. I think actually the US dollar will get past this resistance area. But if things start to ease a bit, more certainty comes into the marketplace, we see interest rates could potentially go down again with the Fed potentially cutting. As we see here, yen would go actually more valuable in price. So then we'd see the dollar go down. We'd see the Canadian dollar start to go up in price as well. So this would go down. The exchange rate would go down, and we see the euro go up. Currently, we haven't seen this take place. I don't think we see a euro dollar parity. So my overall projection for this current market is we'll see. I think we see the dollar move lower here and test out this support level of 101-100, just based on geopolitical tensions. This is more so based on geopolitical tensions and less technical graph. And also you can see it even just declining too. There isn't, like, this is a descending triangle, so that's normally a bearish pattern here, and kind of did something down here too when it made its high. Try to bounce back, just didn't quite do it. This was back in 2002, so we're seeing a test of 2003, 2002 levels, and this was during a recession. Right now, we're going to see potentially the U.S. bounce back from this 2022, 2023 bearish market or crabby market, which this was a bearish market, or I would say this was a bit bearish right here, this market, and it was crabby, and we saw the exact same thing happen here. So we could see something similar there. And normally when the dollar goes down, we'll see the yen bounce back in value. This would go up in value. This would get lower. Euro would also move higher here, which would be quite interesting to see it move a bit higher, but it makes sense. It could potentially hit the 120 mark again. This is on the monthly. On the weekly, we see it. Could see it hit the 120. So I would be this is not financial advice. It's just analysis on my prediction and what could potentially happen, and think we could see. What I think potentially could happen is we see the Canadian dollar rise in value. We see all the overseas currencies, not the dollar, but all overseas currencies rise in value compared to the dollar. So short the dollar, long the other currencies might be the right move here. All right, guys, that was like a weekly analysis. This is October 30th, and I hope you guys get a little bit from this. It means I think personally risk on assets will be interesting in 2024, and we'll also see the demand of the dollar decrease, and treasury yields probably decrease as well, which results into a weaker dollar. As you can see here, treasury yields right here we might have hit the ceiling with treasury yields, which is very directly correlated with the dollar. But all right, guys, let me know what you're interested in seeing next, and we'll get that all going.